Hello, welcome to Dungeons Podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're reviewing Digimon Tri Volume 1, which is Reunion, which came out 2015, is directed by Keitaro Motonaga. This came out in 2015, right? The movie takes place in 2005, 6 years after the events of the series, right? I went to the wrong domain. Oh, shit. It's okay. I finally got Vmon in this game, which took me like 70 hours. Oh my god. Turns out I was using the wrong Digivolution lab. If you use the new one at the Vice Dome, you can access other fusions, right? Right. So yeah, this movie takes place like six years after the series. Tai and the others are still in high school, but they're like, some of them are about to graduate, right? And Tai is, still hasn't figured out what he wants to do in life. He's laid on like some report, right? He's late on his report. He has a soccer game coming up, and he was hoping all of his friends would be there. But Matt, at the same time, has his new band is performing in some club, right? And Sora, sorry to say, I mixed the names up. Sora can't seem to decide where does she want to go on Sunday. Ty's soccer game or Matt's performance, which I don't remember there being like a love triangle between them in the show, right? Because usually it was like Sora and Ty that had a thing for each other. So what happens? By the way, the movie starts off where they play the original theme song from the American show, right? And you see these like weird flash sequences where it looks like the Tamers from Series 2, who are not mentioned in this movie, by the way, are defeated, right? And you see Cody, Cody Davis and the one girl whose name I forget, get defeated right off, right? Never mentioned in the movie ever again, right? And what ends up happening is Kuwagamon shows up and starts starts wreaking havoc in the human world in the city, and Tai and their friends are gathered up by one of their teachers from the school, who turns out to be working for the government, right? Apparently, Jinai from the first series has been giving information on the digital world to the Japanese government, right? And it turns out these Digimon are coming over. They're all Kuwagamon, by the way. The red bug-like Digimon from the first episode, right? And you see our characters fight them. They're apparently infected Digimon, right? So our characters didn't even win the fight. Like, a big hand shows up and sweeps up the Digimon, Kuwagamon, from a portal, right? From a portal, and a portal, and saves everybody. Nobody questions what's up with that. By the way, it's very weird, right? They're too preoccupied. They're too preoccupied by the fact that Digimon are coming back to the real world and making Digimon look bad, right? Which that seemed like that was political commentary for something, by the way. Oh, I can't walk straight. I can't move straight. One of the things I hate about this game. Yeah. So like, there's this and there's this subplot in the film where like Ty and Matt disagree with each other, right? Which what is there to really disagree about, right? Because it's like Matt just gets pissed off that people are treating. Oh fuck! I accidentally. Oh my god! Like, what is there even to disagree about? Like, they're just Matt just got pissed off with people talking crap about Digimon on the news. Make it seem like all Digimon are bad, which that's an obviously. I don't know if that was something from the movie, the original Japanese version, or that's something they added on to the show, the movie, the English version, right? But it seems to be an obvious allegory for something, right? That political that I'm not going to talk about. And they disagree on that. Like Ty seems to be really worried and anxious about all the destruction that's all the property damage that's happening and hears about at school that somebody's dad got hurt or something like that at the airport where they fought, right? So he's like worried. He's worried to fight, right? While this is going on, they Izzy makes a device to see digital wavelengths so they can so they can see the portals open before the Digimon show up. It seems to be really impractical because they have to be around at the time this stuff is happening, right? Which while they're on the Ferris wheel testing these new goggles, right? That's when Alphamon shows up, right? And while that was going on, there's this new student at the school, a female. I forget her name, who has a partner Digimon called Makomon, right? Who Alphamon, who was a Royal Knight Digimon, right? Who I think you first saw him in the Type X Evolution movie, right? Which was a CGI movie that was only released in Japan, right? If you played Digimon World 4 for the PS2, that was a tie-in to Digimon Type X Evolution, right? Which I watched on YouTube like years ago, right? Which a famous Japanese writer wrote it. I forget who. I think it was the guy who wrote. I think he wrote Thunder. What was it called? Thunder something. Thunder Fantasy, which was like a Japanese dub of like a Taiwanese puppet show, and he did like I forget the other anime he did. I think he did that what was not Flag mecha anime. There was this YouTube exclusive mecha anime that was basically shorts. Like he wrote that, right? And if you haven't seen the Type X movie, it was pretty good though. Though there's like no human characters at all, right? And it's pretty violent, right? And yeah, it's pretty violent. There's no human characters, yeah. But you got to see lots of cameos from Digimon from the different series, right? And they introduced that new Digimon, Jorugu Mon, who's like a purple dragon Digimon or dinosaur dragon Digimon who turns into, I think he turns into Alphamon at the end of the movie, right? Yeah, it's like every time he gets into a fight, he digivolves to the next level, right? Right. So the last fight of the movie is our characters getting a fight with Alphamon, and they're getting their butts kicked. And like Ty finally mans up, and they digivolve their Digimon to Omnimon to fight Alphamon, which that fight was super short, by the way. And then the movie ends. It's a pretty short movie. It was like, what's the running time? Let me just check my DVD. The running time is 96 minutes. So that's like, what, an hour and 26 minutes? Yeah. So like an hour and 26 minutes. Um, I don't know how I feel about this movie. This is like my second time watching it. They got they got the original soundtrack and most of the English voice actors from the original show, but they didn't. But the people with that made it even more like made it more obvious for when you heard some of our characters talk and they weren't the original voice actors. Like both Matt and TK, voice actors from the original show didn't show up. I guess I don't know if they're passed away or they just different job changes or career changes. But yeah, like you have Vic Mignogna as voicing Matt and Johnny Young Bosch as TK. Also, Kyrie has a different voice actor. They got Ty and Kyrie's mom, the voice actress who played her, but they couldn't get Kyrie. What's her name? Laura J. Miller, who's in like Digimon Tamers that I'm currently watching, right? As like the teacher. So it was like, man, like they couldn't get her. That sucked. And they also Joe, who's barely in the movie, has a different voice actor, but pretty much all the partner Digimon except for Biyumon, they got all the original voice actors except for like Metal Greymon's voice actor, who's like the guy from like Day of the Dead or something like that. The George Romero movie where he plays the asshole like soldier who kills all the scientists in the bunker. They couldn't get him, but that guy. It was Metal Greymon's barely in the movie. He's like in the movie for like one scene. Same for like War Greymon, right? So I don't know. Overall, I thought the movie was good, but kind of disappointed that they couldn't get all the voice actors together. I wasn't a fan of the art style in the film. The arts they got a different character designer, and the character design kind of sucks because pretty much you can't really tell the difference between adults and teenagers in the movie. Everybody looks young except for like kids in the film, right? So that's like another problem with the art style. The art style in the movie just makes everybody look young. So it's like hard to tell the adults from the teenagers from the movie, except for when they're talking, right? That's one problem I have with the art style in the film. Also, like besides from Makomon, there was no original Digimon. Alphamon, like I said, was in like Type X Evolution, right? Yeah, so that's another problem. Like, would have been nice to see some new Digimon. And I don't mind that our partner Digimon didn't get like new like Digivolutions, right, or new forms, right? But like because like Omnimon is pretty badass and would be nice, if he was in the movie more, yeah, which he's barely in the film. And also, like I said, they show like the Tamers from Digimon Series 2 getting defeated by a mysterious enemy in the film, right? But they don't mention them at all, which that bothered me, right? What was even the point of the scene where you saw them getting defeated? Where they're all in shadow and like they never get mentioned once. You would think, hey, with what's going on in the movie, Kyrie and TK would think, hey, we better call up Davis and the other new tamers in case like we need their help, right? Whatever. Overall, I thought the movie was good, and it's kind of a nostalgia trip. But like another problem I forgot to mention, like there's like Japanese music in the movie, and it did not fit with like I felt like it didn't fit with the tone that they were going for when they have like the original actors from the show, right? From the American version of the show. Would have been nice if we got like original music, right? Maybe get like some of the old guys from like the movie soundtrack to come back. Like, what was his name? Paul Gordon and Jason Radford. Which I was listening to the Digimon the movie soundtrack today, and it was so awesome. Even the original tracks. I was mostly listening to the original tracks. The original tracks were off the hook, as they used to say. Like Run Around and what was the other? Here We Go or something like that. Yeah, and like Change Into Power. We are the power. We fight to win. Man, that's the kind of music we needed, which would have made it like goofy, I guess. But again, like, you know, that was kind of like the feel from the original show. And since you're kind of going for that nostalgia trip, anyway, would have been nice if they had that. But overall, like I said, I thought it was a good movie, and I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. And like if you're a Digimon fan and you love the first series, Digimon Adventure, like check it out. So I think the next film is Determination, which I have the first 3 or 4 films, and the rest are on Tubi for free. So I'll just watch those and review those. But yeah, I think the next one is Determination. I'll review that, I don't know, sometime next week, because I'm in the middle of, I have a deadline to review this game, Digimon World 2, and well, a self-imposed deadline, and I'm not even halfway through Digimon Tamers, which I'm supposed to review, so we're gonna try to finish those reviews before I do more Digimon Tri movie reviews. Alright guys, that's it for this video.